Hi, I'm Ray Dennis. I'm the founder of Sandbox Wealth. We are a turnkey banking solution for non-bank financial institutions, or as you can see on the slide, we're an open finance platform for wealth managers. And the reason that's important is that independent financial advisors in the US manage roughly $8 trillion of investment assets, but they don't have a captive banking solution available for high net worth individuals that they work with. And so what ends up happening is that these clients will go to a JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley to access these products and services, which means that these assets, these $8 trillion of assets, are at risk if clients have those liquidity needs that independent advisors cannot facilitate. And again, this is important because wealthy clients need liquidity. Folks need capital in order to make private investments, to pay tax payments, purchase a second home. There are a whole broad array of use cases, but these wealth managers that are independent, maybe they're trust companies or RIAs or family offices, et cetera, they aren't banks, and lenders need data that's held by these investment advisors to facilitate the underwriting and origination of loans. And there are no rails that connect those two different groups of financial institutions until now. With Sandbox, we're building this platform that allows these independent financial advisors to plug in seamlessly into lenders to offer their end clients all the different capital solutions they need in order to meet their liquidity requirements. And what you see on the slide is a little bit of a mess of the situation that exists with today's workflow. You have wealth managers operating on behalf of clients sometimes to access credit products, or clients acting on their own behalf to do the same. And it's sort of an every man for himself situation today where there's no cohesive fabric that ties together the delivery of these products until, again, today with our solution, which is that turnkey private banking product. And with Sandbox Wealth, you're going to be able to have advisors logging in and orchestrating a solution on behalf of high net worth customers who then be able to log into the platform themselves to see a holistic view of their balance sheets and cash flows. And lenders will be the third party involved here to, again, underwrite and originate loans. And what you have at the end of the day is an ability to deliver a cohesive set of products through one interface across three different segments. So that includes things like open architecture lending, cash management solutions, domestic and global payments, all the different products you see here at the bottom of the slide. To give you a clearer sense of what we're capable of achieving with Sandbox Wealth, you've got a client here that needed $200 million to facilitate the purchase of a private investment. The assets that we're securing that loan are a $500 million portfolio of structured notes that currently sit with a custodian. Let's call it Fidelity or Schwab. It doesn't really matter. We can aggregate that data on the collateral, further support it with information from a partner of ours called Halo Investing, which further supplements the collateral level detail with structured note specific information. And we can get into that a little bit later. And ultimately, we package all of that together along with balance sheet and cash flow information, which then gets fed to a lender that is able to underwrite and originate that loan without having to require those assets to be moved to the lender themselves. And that's really the unlock here, is the ability to finance assets held away much more seamlessly while under the care and the strategy that's devised by this independent financial advisor. And that's just one of the many sleeves of solutions we're building into the platform. The whole idea here is that this is open architecture, and that means in terms of not just the products that we're capable of offering, but also the data sources that we're able to integrate. So if you have an existing platform already as a financial advisor that you use to aggregate data, we can work with you to migrate that data over. If you have existing products, including cash management solutions that you already offer, we don't need to offer that through the solution. We could offer everything else, right? So the opportunity here is to be modular in our approach and complement the platforms that these investment advisors operate. And what you have at the end of the day is this system of record, right? So we've partnered with Fintech Sandbox to aggregate a number of different data providers into, again, one solution. So we use Morningstar as an example to gather real-time data on investments. We work with Morningstar again to aggregate data at third parties using their buy all account solution. We work with Plaid, right, as a secondary solution to aggregate data across platforms. So having this be your solitary system of record that's untethered from a financial institution gives all of the parties involved in this ecosystem a lot of flexibility in terms of maintaining data over time, despite who the underlying financial institutions are. Now that we've got all this data, right, we have information on all of your different accounts as an end user. You can orchestrate payments across those financial institutions. So without having to go through a Sandbox bank account, let's say, through a sponsor bank that we're integrating, you could theoretically move capital from, Citibank to a Capital One without having to, again, go through us as an intermediary, all through one interface. You're not logging into any of these individual platforms. You can orchestrate all of that through one solution. We talked a little bit about liability management, but the key here isn't just accessing capital, it's the ability to report on your strategic use of liabilities within your balance sheet. So getting a look at your credit cards and revolving and term loans and long-term liabilities, et cetera, and having that sort of strategic view into how you manage the right side of your balance sheet is as important as accessing those solutions themselves. And last thing would be just holding operating cash. I mentioned building in those deposit solutions into the platform, giving you an ability to manage both domestic deposits in the US and eventually operating cash that you may hold abroad. And the really nice part about the platform is that we're building it today, right? So we can incorporate all the latest innovations, whether it's real-time payments or FedNow. Here you see a quick demonstration of our AI feature called Navigator, which is wrapped around all the data that's provided to us via the client and is allowing us to provide custom feedback based on the data sets that are being provided through the client again. So, really, at the end of the day, those are, the really nice things about what you can see on the front end of the platform. But on the back end, it's API first, meaning we can feed data very easily in whatever, buckets we want to send it through to financial advisors, to lenders, et cetera, right? Without having to worry about using our interface. They could very well plug it into an existing system or solution that they already offer. Again, I talked about it being customizable. That's a critical component here. There's a lender-related solution, so lenders can come in and underwrite and originate loans far more seamlessly. And the core of our platform is that it is advisor-centric. We really feel that those person-to-person relationships are critical, and we wanted to augment the advisor experience as much as anything. And our model is reflective of that, right? So we charge at the advisor level. We charge up to $125 per seat for each advisor for an unlimited number of clients. And that really is, meant to spur activity and to drive interest in using the solution if you've paid for it, right? So it isn't meant to be onerous. As you can see, we earn revenue in a number of different ways. So if we essentially facilitate a lending transaction, we'll earn anywhere from 25 to 100 basis points, which may be a one-time or recurring fee depending on the product, and earning Fed funds plus 75 basis points on cash is also a really unique feature here. So, um, you know, tying this all together, today we've seen a remarkable amount of interest in what we're building at enterprise level. So those institutional relationships are driving $1.25 million of pending annual recurring revenue. That starts with Halo Investing and the Invictus Collective, which are our partners on structured note financing transactions. We're a part of the Mass Challenge FinTech cohort, working with Mass Mutual to devise solutions around their banking and lending offering. I won't go through all these names, but you can see, again, some really interesting names there on the left. On the bottom right, you have all the lenders we're working with. So that would include Goldman Sachs again on structured product financing and Morgan Stanley. And on the bottom left, you see the transactions we're working on, over $200 million of live opportunities. So in the long run, we're just scratching the surface of what this platform is capable of. In this first quarter, we're launching, the structured note financing business, gradually getting into account-to-account payments to allow that seamless flow of capital between institutions the client may already have, then baking in deposit and treasury solutions in the second half of the year, along with enhancing the lender workflows through underwriting and originating transactions before getting into some of the really unique functionalities we're planning for 2026. So, it's been a pleasure to demo the product for you today. I'm really eager to answer any questions that everyone may have, and looking forward to connecting with everyone in the near future. And last thing, thank you so much to the Fintech Sandbox team. Without any of your support, I don't know that any of this would be possible. So thank you very much.